Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I'm always here. I'm just gonna wait until I'm just here trying to give a brief update about UAE, and I here Friday evening, not doing anything, and I just said, let me try to do a quick live and see what happens. So let me see how many persons can join me, are able to join me today. Hello. Oh, there's somebody joining. When you join, can you just give the video a thumbs up and just let me know that you're here? Hi, India. Happy New Year, honey bunny. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, girl. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for participating. Mwah. Um, I appreciate your support, my dear. Things can get so hectic over this side of the world, and with the time difference, it's always a little bit harder. Thank you, and a happy new year to you too. I hope everything is going well for you. The first month is already over in 2023. Oh my God, almost there. 2 more days, 3 more days to go. When does it finish? Tuesday? 4 more days to go. Um, I'm just here because I decided just to come on live to answer some questions that I've been getting about here. Girl, gone to bed? No. He's locked in his room and playing games with his friends online. And I'm hearing him and I have to be screaming at him to tell him to be quiet because I'm going live. Bed. It's just 8:37 and it's a weekend. So you know that um it's a late night thing. Oh, you have great time. Okay. And I hope you enjoyed your break time. Yeah. Oh, thank you, girl. As I said, I'm here. Gonna try to answer some questions from some persons that have been asking. Sometimes, you create videos at another time. You say, let me just do a live. The live will be shared anyway, so it's still something that they can go and watch later on. So it's quite fun. Um, so 11:37 a.m. Yeah, it's still morning. Oh, so it's the same time as in Jamaica then. You have the same time in US as in Jamaica now, because it's the same time almost midday in Jamaica. Nice. I swear to you, sometimes I'm trying to play around with these um, devices and everything, and still trying to get a hang of it. Sometimes it's easier just to go live. Yeah, sometimes I've thought about it, and it's like when I look at some of the videos that I post, and the views. Sometimes I just say that, hey, maybe I should just go live instead, because it's pretty much the same thing. Work is good. To be honest with you, um, this week it has been good. Next week will be a little bit more chilled because we're having International Week, so it's a lot of celebration next week. Um, we'll be doing lots of different activities, little teaching. Um, so that's something to look forward to. And then after that, it's leading up to some inspection. So that is another story. So after the excitement, then comes hard work and chaos. Because when we have inspection, oh Lord, when there's visitors coming in from the big wigs, it's like we're running up and down with like chicken without head sometime. Hi Shante, how are you doing? What do you mean, how long have um yeah, I'm pretty much, how long have you been in UAE? Oh, this is my 8th year. I've been here since 2015. From 2015, I've been working here. Let me see how many jobs have I changed so far. This is my fourth. This is my fourth job. Yeah, my fourth school and last, fourth and last school that I will be on. I ain't going anywhere again unless it's a case where I'm moving to another country or something. Had pink waving. Shante. Oh, thanks. And India. Can you please give the live a thumbs up? All right. So as you guys are here, persons, we know that in UAE, I'm just giving a brief update in regards to recruitment, etc. Here in UAE, it's just one of those things where recruitment starts very soon. And where recruitment is concerned, you have lots of schools that have already, I'm a special needs teacher, I don't normally see jobs for me listed. Really, I have actually seen jobs. So, um, I have seen jobs. Even today, I went on a website and let me turn off this light. I went on a website and I saw a job for said teachers. You see, the thing is, the goal is when it comes down to UAE, you just have to search. Let me see if this looks too dark. When it comes down to UAE, I'm trying to get the lighting out of my face. When it comes down to UAE, you just have to search because they do want special needs teachers. It is called SEN, um, Special Education Needs Department. SEND, they call it SEND, Special Education Needs Department. And they do, you have, let me see, because I'm almost sure. I actually went on GEM's website today, Careers in GEM. You can go on their site. I said I was going to post some things, but I didn't. Some job listings because I was looking and I made some screenshots and let me see if I did that one. And I know that I saw a send teacher that was needed for that school. GEMS. Now, GEMS is a large organization that has schools in all the different Emirates plus other countries in the world. in the world. GEM has schools in Malaysia, Kenya, Qatar, Kuwait, um, Egypt, etc. So when you go on their websites, you're going to find jobs in different areas or different countries, and you can directly click and select the country that you want job in, or you're going to see the broad search engine. But go into careers.gemseducation.com. Let me type it in. Careers. Let me type it in because I went on their site. I was on a group that I joined on Facebook, and there were persons there asking about job, and somebody was gave them the link and told them to go on Gems, and I went there, and lo and behold, they have careers.gemseducation.com. Let me just make sure it's correct. And lo and behold, they have several jobs, as I said, in different parts of the world and also in UAE, different emirates in UAE. So you won't have a problem. It's careers.gemseducation.com. Or even if you just type in GEMS, you will be able to find jobs that might suit you. Now with Gems, the thing is, Gems is a franchise, so they don't. I think they all offer the same benefits as in, but they don't offer the same salary because here in UAE, Gems, there are Gems American, there are Gems American, as in the American curriculum, and there is Gems that does the British, and you have Gems Indian. So they and each one of them literally pays different salary. And as we have always said that when it comes on to UAE too, your nationality, and if you're a Westerner versus if you're an East versus an Easterner, your salary will be different. Plus your years of experience also affects the salary that they give you, determines the salary that they give you. So with gems you can think about, it's a good organization, I can say. You just it's a good organization to work in. And to be frank with you, I did. Hi Chanel, how are you? It's been a long time. Thanks for joining. But the thing is with gems, to be honest with you, like I had gotten a job in Gems when I was looking, and I, because I know what Gems like their package is, I was really taken aback by the offer that they gave me. And like a Gems in Abu Dhabi would pay different from a Gems in Dubai versus a Gems in Fujairah. So I had gotten a job in, just imagine me traveling from, I traveled from Alain to Fujairah. Yes. Yes, from Alain, I from travel from Alain to Fujairah for a job. Did the interview, was so excited, it was Gems. Um, I did the interview and then I got the job. However, I looked at the salary and I was like, are you all kidding me? I didn't take it. I tried, I negotiated, but they wouldn't budge. So, and then to some Emirates are cheaper than others. So Abu Dhabi and Dubai are the most expensive Emirates, which Dubai being the most. And so the because of that, you will find the schools paying different. So if you're living in Sharjah, Ajman, Fujairah, your salary will be lower than someone who is working in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. Abu Dhabi and Dubai schools are also larger. Their numbers are quite bigger. So, of course, they would have more students, and more students meaning more school fees and more money for the school. And also, the expat community is larger. So because of that, there's a big international population, which causes the schools to actually um, pay more than one that is in the smaller Emirates. And that's basically just how it goes most of the time, in regards to those. You know, as I mentioned, the different schools like GEMS that have Indian curriculum, American curriculum, and the British curriculum. Now, persons have asked, what is the difference between both? Now, for me, since I've been here, I have worked only in American curriculum schools, and I will say to someone, whether you're coming from Jamaica or not, that thank you, my love. Thank you, India. I will say that when it comes on to the curriculum in the school, like for me, I don't see there's a difference just in name. And of course, you know, the spelling, there's a difference with some of the spelling, American and the British, as like in favorite, and you know, those things, just little minor. And if you're teaching at a school, they will probably specify for you to look at the type of spelling, the OUR versus the OR in some words. And however, in terms of content, the content is pretty much the same. I always say, the only thing you're basically I mean, content is content. If you're teaching verb, whether it's British or American, it's the same content. And it's just like it's just the skills that, you know, might be a little bit different, or you try to pay attention to. But there's not really much different. I did an interview also at a British curriculum school, and that was one of the questions I was asked, if I, you know, would be comfortable, or if I, how would I manage. And well, I did get the job, but I didn't take it because yet again the salary was low. Um, and I basically told them that the fact that I came from Jamaica, not knowing anything about an American curriculum, and I taught Jamaican curriculum, which is, and for me, contents, certain things are right across the board. If you are teaching math, whether it's British, Jamaican, Canadian, Australian, you're going to be teaching addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, um, geometry, and the list goes on. You're going to be teaching numbers and operation, geometry, and you know, etc. Like certain things are just the norm. So there's not really much difference. So you basically have to just talk your way and let them know that I'm qualified enough, I'm capable enough to teach. It doesn't matter the curriculum. The fact that you're a qualified teacher, you can master any curriculum. Yeah. Um, I mentioned to someone the other day in regards to, they were asking me about the schools and some questions that they ask in interview. I will say that nowadays, some interviewers, interviewee, they will ask you, term 3 will be less stressful for me, inshallah. You're stressed out. Yeah, I know. It happens. It happens. Um, but for what was I saying? In regards to interviews, you're gonna have some schools that are gonna ask you questions about one of the main questions that they will ask you: if I enter your classroom, what will I see? You're going to see me teaching, right? They will ask you that question in an interview. What are they looking for you to say? I think they basically they want to see the students working. Of course, I encourage people to mention that they'll see a print-rich classroom. They will see your students working, whether individually, in pairs, or in group. They will see your objectives on the board, and you know, your students working. It's not noisy, but your students will be collaboratively working together. I mean, what else would you see in a classroom when you step into a teacher's classroom? Um, Display boards. Your boards are labeled correctly, and the students' work are displayed in your classroom, etc. They will ask you those questions. They will also ask you in an interview, take me through a lesson. So right there and then, you have to prepare yourself um, to not teach, but literally take them through the steps from starter to the end, which they call here, we call it the plenary. Maybe India, what's it like to date someone in the girl dating? Ah, India, that's another story. That's the one you want me to do, India, about dating in UAE. Mm-mm. It's not easy. It's not easy. But sometimes, sometimes I think about doing it. Maybe I need to do it one of the days. I'm going to come on one of these Fridays, and my topic is going to be, let's talk about dating in UAE. Do a video or do a live in there? And just people just question me on the live about it. Huh. A video, you see the video, if I start talking about it, it is going to be too long. And I'm trying to get my videos to be very short, but sometimes I just can't, like under 10 minutes based on the topic, so I ended up, sometimes I just end up, when you're on a live, it's like you're talking to people face to face, so you can say all different type of things. um, but let's see how that go. I probably try to do a video or I try to do a live. Um, but yeah, try to think about a lesson, and lesson that that is easy, something that you can just spill it. It will just flow from the beginning to the end. Don't pick anything that is hard. Pick a content that is familiar with you. I always tell people, go with some easy English lessons or some easy maths lessons. You can't go wrong with verbs. You can't go wrong with nouns. You just can't go wrong with those easy English topic. Especially if you're going to be like a homeroom teacher. If you're going to be a homeroom teacher, those things are very easy for you to choose. Now, if you're a subject-based teacher, if you're a science teacher, definitely you'd have to pick something from your content that you are going to teach. But just think about a topic that you're familiar with. All right. Okay, India. I think I might do a video, then I might do a live or something. But I'm going to do a video on it. Because I've been yeah. But so when you're doing your interview, just try to take those things into consideration. Um, they like to hear. So even if you're talking about a lesson, they like to hear you bring in technology in your lesson. They like to hear you talk about collaborative work. So the students working in groups. As I said, technology. So whether you are going to have them viewing something in the lesson or it is just a starter. No, you must include a starter because they're going to think that, okay, you're starting the lesson. How your starter here in UAE is how you start the lesson. It's supposed to be a 5 minutes introduction or 3 to 5 minutes introduction, getting the students' interest in the lesson, quieting them down, getting their attention. So your starter is an attention grabber. So you're getting your students well in tuned and settled. And that should not be something that is, in Jamaica, we say stand, stretch your arms up, forward, sideways. Believe you me, when you're seasoned and you're in your classroom, you probably try to do that. But, when you don't write those things in your lesson plan anyway. But you have to do something interesting for the kids, have them doing some activities. It could be singing, and it could be even just playing a normal video on YouTube and having them sing and dance along. some brain break, something, because it will settle them down. Sorry. Um, oh, let me go on to another question. Let me look at something that I'm picking out my answering my questions from. Salary. I've answered this question quite a few times, but it always comes up with different people. Salary. Now, when it comes down to salary in UAE, just like the job varies, it's the same thing for the salary. There is no set salary. You have different. I can be working at a school that you're working at, and my salary is different from you. Everybody, and I think that goes right across any country you work in. Everybody have different pay grade. Your experience, your qualification, that determines your pay that you will receive from the institution. Over here, separate and apart from your experience and qualification, nationality plays a big role. It's a key role in regard into to determine the salary that you receive. Westerners tend to receive the high end, as in, mid-range to top, depending on the school, while Easterners will receive the lower end. When I said Easterners, I mean persons coming in from India, Pakistan, Egypt, um, and other countries, Jordanians, Syrians, etc. Why? Because they are not considered as native English speakers, so they will receive a lower salary. And in order for you from those countries to receive a job here in UAE as a homeroom teacher, most of those as a homeroom teacher, you definitely need to have. Oh, you saw the same job. Oh, mashallah. Thank God you did. I'm so happy. I'm so happy because I know I did see it. Thank you. You're welcome, Shanti. You're welcome. I'm happy that you saw it. Apply, girl. Apply, and good luck to you. Tell me how it goes, and just keep looking. Whenever I see any more, um, I will let you know. I will let you know. Just send me a message, and I will try to update you on any more that I see on any other platform. But I'm really happy that you found it. Um, Good luck, my love. So they will look at those things. They will take those things into consideration, where you're from, and determine the amount of salary that they'll pay you. And definitely, as you know, your beard. Is it good for Jamaicans? The salary? Yeah, man, because we are Westerner, we just have a little patois, but um, we are. Why my clothes look so? Yeah, better. But we do get we are counted as Westerners, so we do get salary that are on par with people from America or the British or the Americans. Yes, we do. And Shante, I will say to you that, don't give up. Send jobs are definitely, far and few and in between, I guess, but they're there and they will come up, every now and again. They will come up. And this time now, you see, the thing is, in UAE, you get a contract. So some schools give a contract for 2 years, some 3 years, right? So if you're in contract, like me, I'm in my second year at my current school. So because I'm in my second year, I will not get a letter of intent. Now, when you work in UAE, if your contract is expired and you decide to stay at your school, so okay, in your last year, so if your contract is for 2 year, in your second year, they will, by January, they will email you what is called a letter of intent. If your contract is 3 years, in your third year, January, they will give you a letter of intent. And that indicates, you will indicate there if you are returning in September, which is would be the next academic year. If you indicate that you're not returning, your obviously your position would be up for renewal. Hence, they will be looking somebody to replace you. And that's how it goes. So most times, you have schools at this point in time, at the end of January now, and even in February. Now is the time where most schools know the intention of all their workers, right? So if they're in their 2 year, third year, etc., they will know exactly what is happening, and they will know, and they will start looking for those position people to fill those positions. If you are not leaving, definitely your position is there and you won't be having any problem. But for teachers who are moving on, some persons go home, some persons look other jobs because some persons are just not settled. Um, and you have persons that will go into one school and spend 1 year, and you have other persons that will go in that same school and spend 5 years and never leave until they're ready to go home, because some persons stay in a good, get in the job, like it, don't have a problem, work, and they're perfectly fine. Another person will come to that same school and say, oh, I don't like the management, I don't like the school. And that is why I always encourage people, do not listen to someone's experience, because we are all different, and my experience is different from Miss Shantae's experience. Shantae and I could be teaching at the same school, and she loves it and I hate it, right? So it makes things different. Go for yourself and do you. If you don't like it, then you can leave. All right, because that's just how it goes. There's always opportunity for you to find something else, somewhere else. I'll be relocating with my son, so I'll wait until he's at 3 to begin pre-KG. Oh, you have a baby. Okay, okay, I understand. Got you, my love. Um, yeah, because they actually start school here at 4, but it depends on the school that you're teaching, because they have nurses here, and they have excellent nurses, and so your child, but you know what's best for you, and but 3 years, to be honest, it's good, it's fine. When is he gonna be 3? So are you trying to relocate for 2023 or the following year? Yeah, I really do. You hope you get a good package too. And just we always tell you the group of schools to try to look into. Just keep going into those schools. Gems give good package too. Try the Gems Wellington, the Gems American, those ones in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Their packages are their packages are really good. They give you a flight. Their accommodations are really nice. Their salary is good. Their gratuity is good. Yeah, their insurance. Those schools, are really good. And as I always mention, Gems, Aldar, Talim, Adnoc, Blooms, and ENS. Those six, yeah. And of course, if you get into the government school, ESE. They have their ups and downs, but if you can get there, because here salary, the salary ranges. If you go to a ESE school, which is the Emirates School Establishment, you can get to a high of 21,000, and that is a possibility. That's a possibility. Not everybody gets that, or it's not a must, but that's the highest that they will pay. So it just depends. It's a factor that you can consider. Hi, Bushara. Thank you for joining. How are you? Oh, thank you, my love. Thank you, India, so much for your contribution. God bless you for your support. No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a fabulous day at work. Be safe. Um, so I was just mentioning some things in regards to here and jobs, Bashara. As you know, you can ask any questions. And so that is it for those schools. So because it's the recruitment, it's high peak recruitment season because persons have give their intent of whether they are returning to their school or not. The schools are now aware of the positions that they have available, and they start to put out their numbers and their advertising now for the vacancies that they need to refill. Yes, so you will be seeing a lot of jobs um, circulating out there. Hi, Sheikh. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you all. I know it's the end of the first month already, but I haven't seen, you know, so I'm saying a Happy New Year. IELTS is mandatory for non-native speakers. I am a science teacher. Um, The thing is, for UAE, even though you're coming here to teach science, because the curriculum is American, or because you're coming into a curriculum that is English, so it's American or British, they will definitely need you to have the IELTS. So if you don't have it, and although you're qualified and have the experience, they will require you, if you're a non-native English speaker, they are going to be expecting you to have your IELTS qualification or certification. Yes, it is going to be recommended that you get one. Is it a difficult? I don't know. When I look into, like, when I look up IELTS, um, it's just one of those tests. I don't know. Is it difficult? Who has ever taken one before? Because I've never, I've looked at it, but I don't know if persons are intimidated by the exam, or I know you have lots of companies here, even in UAE, you have companies that does them, that you can register in, and get it done at specific times. They have dates that they get the exams done, and you can go, and or not go in particular, but you can do it online or something like that. And Bushara, I was talking about, I posted in the comments, careers.gems.education.com. I also see them advertising for science teacher. They are looking for, see, I even have it here on my phone. You can see. Teacher of Science for September 2023, GEMS First Point School in Dubai. They are looking for science teacher. And there were quite a few science teacher posts on this website. So you can actually go there and see it also. And also, Bashara, I think, are you of Indian descent? There's also this place that I found. I'm going to post it on my site. It's called India International School in Sharjah. They are also looking for quite a few teachers, quite a few. I saw them today. Let me type it in. I have applied for many jobs but have not got any response. I definitely know. Oops. Careers. I'm gonna type this in the. It's an Indian school in Sharjah. Careers at iss.ae. Careers at iss.ae. Okay, I put it in the chat. You can check them out. They are looking for KG Islamic computer science, chemistry, physics, social studies, and English teachers, all at the secondary level. Yeah. That school, they are looking to recruit people now. It's India International School Sharjah. So it's IISS. They are doing recruitment right now in their to see they are doing recruitment, so you can check them out. Um, my love, I will say to you, Sheikh, you can also check that company, that school, and see, just send them your CV and just make it know that you're applying for whatever position that you're applying for. I know what you mean. I have been there. Trust me, even while I was working in UAE, I tell you that um, persons might think that when you're in UAE, it makes it easier than when you're on the outside. It might be a little bit easier because you can go to some of the places and do a face-to-face interview, but we literally go through the same process. We If I should want a job now, I still have to go online. I still have to search for jobs, do my resume, send out my CV, go on all these websites and apply for a job, and also pray and hope. And not because you're here and you're working here means that you will get a job immediately. I have been there. I'm telling you that I've been there. I've been to schools where I've done interview face to face and they don't give me a job for whatever reason. I don't know, because they are like that, and I will, maybe I'm just not their fit, So you just have to keep pressing. When I am searching for a job, I don't give up. Oh, you're here in Abu Dhabi. So check out for the job fairs, Bushara. Check out the job fairs. And it's good that you're here. So, you have a one up. Check out the job fairs that will be coming up. And sometimes you might want to go, if you have the opportunity and you want to go and drop off some applications personally, you can try to do that. Do you prefer teaching at an Indian school, or you prefer teaching at an American or British school? What is it that you prefer, may I ask? Because you can look for them, and you can try doing setting out, applying to those specific schools. In Mohammed bin Zayed City, there are some Indian schools. In I know Bright Riders is an Indian school. There's Indian school also in um I'm thinking about the place right now. It is like literally on the top of my head, and the name is not coming. I'm looking at the community. Really, Simone? Oh, wow. Is it better to come on a visit visa for a job? I'm not going to tell you to do it. If you have the means to come, and the means to get around, because the schools, there are a lot. You have some communities that have school districts where you can go to a school district and drop off your applications, like Alain. Alain has a school district, Sharjah has school district. But apart from the school districts, you have schools that are, in different communities. if you have means to get around, because taking a bus or a taxi is going to be very expensive. If you have someone that can take you around, or you rent a vehicle and go around yourself and do your drop offs, then you can do that. And being here and dropping off the letters, you might be lucky to get an interview. um I really, to be, I always try to say is it's not there. I really can't say. When I was here, I didn't even when I was looking job, I didn't personally drop off any any CVs. I sent them online. I went on the school's website. I said, remember, I told you that for the schools, every single school in UAE have their own website, all of them. And on the school's website, so for example, if you go into, let me just give you a name of a school, like this school, say a school, say James Wellington, or let me say Abu Dhabi International School, right? That's a school. If you type it in, um, and you click on the name of the school. When you select the name of the school and you go on the school's page, you are going to see a tab that says careers. I did a video about this once to show people literally how you can get on these schools' website. And on that, when you go there on the in the careers, you will see all the different positions that those schools have available. And it will tell you to register, or it will tell you to upload your CV and a cover letter. And that will be going to that specific school directly. So it wouldn't be going in any pool of applications. You are going to that specific school. All right. Um, Can I get a job if I apply online, or do I have to be in UAE? It's the same thing that I'm just talking about, Muhammad. Hi. In regards to getting a job, which are the best months to come on a visit visa? Well, if you're coming to seek a job, now they're doing recruitments, but to be honest with you, probably because now is the peak season, or they're just starting recruiting, a lot of them are literally going to try to pick the best of the best of the best. So if you're in the best of the best, you will be able to get a job. If it's a case where they think that, there is better, and to be honest with you, they're going to try to look for the Westerners, depending on the school or what job that you're looking for, the position. They're going to look for a lot of Western. I'm just going to be frank. They are going to be trying to seek out the Westerners first. You have some schools that when they're doing recruitment, they go to my previous school. When they're doing recruitment, the vice principal and the HOD, they go to England, they go to Ireland and do recruitment first. And after they do that, then they start elsewhere. Yes, trust me, they'll do those things. So they'll pick from their top countries, because trust me when I tell you, like all of these places, they have their preferences. If there is no, it doesn't make any sense you try to beat around the bush or cover it up, but they do have top countries or nationalities that they have preference. Is it good? No, it's not. Do you think they're better than you? Hell no. You understand? But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about that, because guess what? They're the leaders and they're the one who's making the decision. So, my previous school that I was in, to be honest with you, I was looking I was looking job right through. And that is why I said that school, I know that they went to England, they went to Ireland, they do their recruitment, and I got that job in, I think, August. I did apply for some other jobs before, did interviews, got through, didn't take, but this one came in like last minute, sometime in August. And when that job came through, I got hired with another Egyptian teacher, and we were like basically last minute hire. They had already did their hiring, and and what happens in over here too is that sometimes some teachers do not resign until they reach home. So summer holiday comes, and they go home. Summer holiday comes and they go home. Sometimes something happens and they decide that they're not going to return, whether it's by choice or whatever reason, they decided they're not going to return. And in so doing, they send a resignation letter in. And then right there and then, a vacancy comes up where it wasn't there before. And these jobs now have that job has to be filled immediately. And so sometimes after they do the recruitment and they start searching again, they might make some calls, call some people and email some people. I have gotten emails in September about from schools who have applied from, and I didn't hear anything from them. But when they get desperate, then they'll start sending you emails. And I'm like, whoa, no, you're ready for me. I don't want your job anymore. It happens. But, it just depended on what your circumstances are. If I have 2 years of teaching experience and I am qualified to teach English, what is the expected salary? Is there an annual salary increase? Okay, Mohammed. My school that I am at, they do not give a yearly increase. Whatever you start out with, that's what you get until you resign. Unless your position changes, like you probably become the head of department, etc., then you will get an increase. However, I know of other international or private schools that do give increase. Like my previous school, if the numbers, I remember our principal had a meeting and they didn't have any increase for like 2 years or 3 years, and they gave an increase, and they were like, oh, or some persons give increase when their numbers are increasing. There's a little bit more that they'll share. So I remember our principal had a meeting and he said that, it's been 2 years and we haven't, was it 2 or 4 years, and they haven't had any increase, and they gave a 4% increase the next academic year. And when you get an increase, it's from its increase 4%, it's every month you get that additional 4%. It's not like a one-off 4% increase. And so, and I have known persons that have worked in institutions where they raise their salary, put an extra 500 dirhams on their salary every year. And, if they're renewing their contract. And you have some schools that used to do that. And guess what? And some of them used to do it and they stop now. So, because things have changed, life is getting a little harder, everybody's complaining. So, some benefits that were given in previous years are not being given anymore, to be frank. Muhammad, what I can say is an expected salary. If you are a Westerner, I will say to you, your expected salary, try to take a minimum of 11,000 dirhams, which is, let me see how much US that. I don't remember off the top of my head. A minimum. If, because your salary, a lot of things, if I'm from the West, so the currency here works different and is lower than if someone like if I compare with US, it's like, say some salary is like 3,000 US dollar. However, if you live in an area like probably Jordan, well, the Jordan current, the Jordanian, it's very strong. Suppose you are from Pakistan or, some other countries, it might be a couple $1 million for you, or not million, but maybe some hundreds of thousand. So, it just depends on the currency that your country has. But remember now that UAE will pay you based on your currency. Sorry, nationality. Your nationality is a factor um, for your to determine your salary. Some of them will not look at that, but the most international schools, they do. Um, so if you're an Easterner, I would encourage you not to take anything less than eight. Egyptian. How much? Egyptian. Egyptian. I see Egyptian. Okay. You don't take anything less than 10,000 dirhams, or 9,000 or 10,000 dirhams, Muhammad. And if calculate it in your currency, because as a matter, I can't tell you not to take something, because suppose you can manage with that. It depends. You see, if it things are always dependent on you. Are you a single person? Do you have dependents? Do you have loans? Do you have, so can you live off 10,000 dirhams? Can you live off? You have persons that are over here working. You have laborers over here working 1,000 and 1,500. Nannies working 1,500 dirhams, and they can live off that, and they send money home, which, while that can't even pay my fare to go home. My fare to go to Jamaica, on an average, when it's good, it's 6,000 dirhams. When it is good, that is the cheapest. If I go now and try to look for a flight to go home, I can be paying, 1 month's salary is a flight to go to Jamaica. So, it varies from persons to persons, and it has a lot to do with looking at your circumstances and seeing, calculate the money in your currency and see if you are able to manage. Apart from the apart from the salary, look at the other benefits, because you have some schools that they might be giving you, say, 8,000 dirhams, but they're going to give you salary, they're going to give you housing, they're going to be paying for your utility and insurance, and they will be giving you flight. So maybe that's a plus. If they're giving you 8,000 dirhams and they're not giving you any other benefits, don't take it, because the cost of living is high and it will add up. 8,000 dirhams with no benefits, that can't do anything, because you're going to be paying all your money towards bills. You understand? So there are a lot of things that you got to take into consideration when you are looking for a job. Look, if you do an application and you do an interview and you receive a job offer, you must look at the job offer, see what it has, look at your circumstances, weigh the pros and the cons, write down make your jottings and your expenses, and see how far it can stretch. If it's something that you can live on, go for it. If it's not, kalas, say no, this is not the right fit for me, and you try to find something else. Hi Manju, thank you for joining. You love me, I love you too. um I have shared my resume online directed to many schools but not getting any response. Don't give up, Shake. Keep going. Keep going. Look. When you see the jobs being advertised, thank you so much, Shante. Still apply for them. The amount of school in UAE, and you see, I always try to encourage people. I know that a lot of you, want to come to Abu Dhabi or Dubai, but You can try other Gulf countries. You can try if you are on the outside and you want to get on the inside. They will look at those experiences. They will look at your experience in Kuwait. If you are in Kuwait and you go there and you spend a 2 year experience over there, that's an excellent experience in a Gulf country that you can take into UAE. If you get a job in Bahrain, if you get a job in Oman, if you get a job in Saudi, if you get a job in Qatar, you have to try to think out of the box sometimes. Try to spread your wings and do your applications, not just in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, but try to see if there are other opportunities elsewhere. Get the experience and then say, okay, you can do 1 year in Kuwait, 1 year and leave. Just like if you come to Abu Dhabi, although your contract may be 5 years, not five, 2 years. If you might decide that this is not working for you and you want to leave, you can try leaving and go somewhere else. The opportunities are there. Or you're in Turks, Shanti. That's nice. I had a friend that was in Turks. She's in Canada now. Maybe you even know her. I had a Jamaican friend. She was in Turks. She is currently living in Canada. And Turks is small, so you probably know her. And she's a secondary education teacher also. She teaches English. No, not English. Not English. Geography and history. Social studies. Social studies, something like that. Um, but just don't be daunted. Don't be daunted. I I I we all have different stories. I know individuals where, for me, coming into UAE, it wasn't hard. Um, at the time with my recruiting company, it really wasn't hard. However, and it was easy getting here through my recruitment company. And then when I got here and I was trying to look other jobs, it was very hard. It was so hard. Where last minute I was so desperate and I'm like, what is it? So you don't think that if you're here, it is going to be easier. Like, to be honest with you, it's probably even harder. It is probably even harder. I've been here with experience, gone on interviews and not gotten a job, and I'm here in UAE with a degree, with experience in the country, so I know the culture of the country and etc. And they didn't employ me. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just not the right fit for them. But God knows best, and I always say to people, the Lord God will put you where you are required to be. He will place you. He will fit you. If you're a puzzle piece, and we all are in this world, He will fit you into that space that you're supposed to be in. Trust me on that. You understand? I have known persons that I've known friends that's reach out to me and I say, you know what, go on this site website and apply. And they go and they get job immediately. And I have friends that I've been looking for and they have qualification and experience too, and they've been looking for 5 years and still haven't gotten any job. So it's hard. It's nothing that the jobs are not over here throwing away. It's They're not set in stone. I can just encourage people. You can do so much and no more. We can send application the adverts out and encourage people and tell you what to do. But it's always, because I'm not a vice principal, I am not a recruiter. I'm not a principal, I'm not an HR. I am an ordinary worker just the same. I just share information with people for people to know, because, to be honest with you, when I was coming here, there are a lot of persons now that are online sharing, or experiences with you, which will make it easier. When we were coming, it was scary because there was nobody to lean on, there was nobody to email, to message, no one, trust me, there wasn't any. So no, it's a little bit easier because there are so many persons out there that are providing information. When you're going home, do you have to cover your airfare? I don't know if you spoke on this before. Okay, no, no, I don't cover my airfare. I cover for my child though, because the schools, they'll give you airfare for yourself, but they'll give you airfare for yourself. But for your dependents, you will have to find. That is another issue too, because this is how they do it. If, like my school, this is, I'm telling you based on experience, three of us, myself and two of my co-workers, three of us are three friends. We joined our school at the same time, so we are close to each other. I am a single mother. We're getting the same salary. I'm a single mom, and we've all been here for like a couple of years. Me 8, they 10 years, etc. We're all coming from different school. One is divorced with a child, and the other one is married with children. And my school, guess what? Me as a single mom, I only get my salary. My friend as the wife with children, she only gets her salary. My other friend that is divorced gets salary for her, not salary, flight for her and her child because she's a divorced mom. Yes. So she's a divorcee. So it varies. Like I was like really taken aback and she was like shocked too. So, it varies from school to schools. And you do have some schools too that do provide flights for independents. You have some private schools that does that. So basically you just have to see what your contract is like. But so if it's not, you just basically have to save. And my school currently, it's you have some school that gives full flights, and you have some that gives you a percentage of your flight. That's another thing. No, a percentage to some people might be full, and a percentage to some people is just a quarter or a third or one fifth of your full fare. So there again, it varies from school to school. Can I get a job while I am in Egypt, or do I have to be in UAE? You can get a job while you're in Egypt. I have a friend, my previous school, she is Egyptian, and she got a job at the school she's still at the school right now, yes. And she's Egyptian, and she got a job while she was in Egypt, and then she left and she came here. So it is possible. And she did also apply straight to the school's HR. She applied it straight to the school's HR. As if your English is really good when upon interviewing, because that's another thing. When they're interviewing you, if your English is pretty good, um, they will take you. They will give you an opportunity to teach in their schools. So yeah, Shanti, they tend to do that. So me now, me and my salary, my school. You see, I'm telling you, a lot of schools they change. My current school they used to give full flight. Now they don't give full flight anymore. They give a partial flight, and but the partial, if I book my ticket in March, depending on the airline, it might can suffice for my flight. That's early. I have to book for Jamaica. That's early. If I wait until June or July, hey, I gotta put a lot more on it, because for us, our flights to go home, as I said before, as I said before, a flight to go to Jamaica is some people's full salary, And that is what people don't understand. When you're going to United States of America or to the Caribbean, Jamaica, or flight is a month salary. You'll see flights for 10,000 dirhams to where we live, while someone else flight to go home is 2,000 dirhams. So I always say to school, you can't treat me the same way because where I'm coming from, it's totally different. So you have to know what you know and you have to speak for yourself. I live in the West. Flights are expensive. When someone is spending 2 hours or 4 hours on a flight, it's 24 hours for us before we get to our destination. Yes, we spend 16 hours on one flight to the US. So we are different. And that is why some persons, too, you can't compare. Some persons will try to compare, oh, why is she getting, this amount of salary? You can't compare. You can't. Like Muhammad, no offense, like Muhammad is an Egyptian. He, what, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to Egypt, while for me, how long did I say? One flight, 16 hours to get to New York. Uh-huh. 14 to 16 hours to get to New York. And then I still have to fly home. After I get to New York, another 4 hours to fly to Kingston, Jamaica. Yep. If I go to Miami, then I have another hour and a half to go to Jamaica. So you can't compare, while Muhammad will pay, because I look at going to Egypt, and flights going to Egypt are, between, you can get flights between 1,000 to 2,000 dirhams. Yes, Shante, you have to, girl. Hey. when when, like, for Muhammad, a trip to Egypt, I'm planning a trip to Egypt, and a flight, a round trip ticket to go to Egypt can cost you anywhere between 1,500 to 3,000 dirhams, depending on the airline. And as I said, it's an hour and a half to 2 hours. And for me now, for my flight to go home, I am spending 8 to 10,000 dirhams, and that is when ticket prices are good. Sometimes you see ticket prices for 16,000 dirhams, a round trip ticket to Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah, expensive. So that too, we have to search and go on Qatar Airways. I try to fly Qatar Airway where I can get a ticket, and sometimes they're so expensive. I fly with them because they're cheaper and they're a good airline. So I fly with Qatar Airway, fly 1 hour to Qatar, then 14 hours to New York, and then I go home. Yeah, because it's cheaper. The transition, love. My son is happy. Children, as long as they're with their parent, they're happy. When I left home, he was with, my extended family at my house. He was with my sister, my mom, etc. And yeah, he's gonna be happy, but it's still his mom. He's not with his mom. So when I'm leaving, he's crying, etc. So him coming, he didn't came with me at the beginning. It took me 3 years, 3.5 years before he came, and he loves it. He loves it. He transitioned nicely, because my previous school was an international school, and so there was quite a mix of children, and he was in grade 3. So yeah, there's no problem here. He loved it. He transitioned nicely. The kids were lovely, and he's great. He's enjoying. He's living his life. He's he's now 12, so no. Yes, Shante, yes, yes, yes. It took me 3.5 years before I took my son here. Yes, it did. No, when I left Jamaica, he was 4. Um, I did, and why it took me so long? I had some issues over here, and the thing is the schooling. So my first school, there they didn't take kids. When I went to them, they say, okay, fine, you can bring your son, but the accommodation is not going to change. You will still be in your studio apartment. Also, the percentage for the school fee was 15% discount. No, that's another thing you have to take into consideration. What benefit does the school give you for your family? Because UAE currency does adds up. So when you weigh the pros and the cons, oh my word, if he comes here and if I'm paying this for a school fee, oh my God, this is house money. And I haven't earned a house. I just came here. I don't buy my house yet. This could pay for a house. Girl, yeah. So within the first 2 years, I did my master's. Um, and within the first 2 years too, yes, within the first 2 years I didn't complete my master's. I started Before I started my master's, I bought my house. Within the first year, I went home with my deposit to purchase my house in Jamaica. And then after I returned, then did, because I'm like, hey, the education is not going anywhere. I need somewhere to lay my head. And that's the first thing I did when I came here, saved towards that. And then I did my master's, and I did 2 years at that school, left for greener pasture, and it was not green at all. That was my troubled year. That was one full year of trials and crosses and tears and pain and discomfort in a school that failed. Um, it was horrible. It was horrible. I went through a really tough time during that time. And so at that he could not be here. Then I started a new job, and I said, yeah, it's time. When I started my new job and I settled in and it was a good job, then I took him. So we started in the September and he came the December. Yeah. And I finished my master's the same time. Yeah. So, things happen. Yes, child, things happen. But thanks be to God, I'm here. I'm a living testimony. Um, some of us experiences are different than. Thank you. Thank you, Shanti. Everybody's story is different, my love. Trust me on that. We all have a story. And that is why I try to tell people that if you see me doing something, look here. I have been down and out. I have gotten the raw deal here in this country. So if you see me smiling, if you see me laughing, if you see me going on vacation, if you see me enjoying myself, like, don't think like I've been there. I've been down and out. And you have persons that come here and they have no bad experience. But unfortunately, I am one of those who had a bad experience, and it was quite a few of us who was at that school. So, it wasn't just me. And it happens to people. um, but you learn from it, and it make you stronger. It literally, every mistake that you make in life, it teaches you something, and basically you just don't make that mistake again. And I encourage people not to go into a startup school, because I went into a startup school thinking, oh, they encourage you, you'll be founding teacher, and there's room for growth. So you're going there, you're gonna become supervisor or HOD, and because it could happen or it will, but it didn't happen. And why it didn't happen? The school started out excellently, but it didn't happen because, persons like you start a shop and you start eat off the money before it start making profit, etc. That is just what happened. The management of the school just mismanaged the funds of the fees and whatever, because it started up with a good amount of kids, and then it just went downhill because of mismanagement. And it happens, and we suffered as teachers at that school during that time. I had to go to court, and I will tell you that going to court in a country that English is not their first language is not a nice thing. I had to go to labor court to fight for my money, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy. That's why I'm telling you, I've been there. It was hard. And remember now, in this country, everything is done by the Arabic language, and so the judicial system is in Arabic. The judges speak Arabic. Everything is written in Arabic. So you're there, you have to get translation. You don't understand what is going on, you don't know what they're saying. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. And there are thousands of people who come here and find themselves in positions like that. But some people get out, and, it works out for them, and others, it didn't work out for. It worked out for me. I won my case because everything, I went about doing things the legal way. I was legally employed. I was employed with a deck. I had my papers, everything. So they could not fight me. They tried not to, tried not, for me to lose, etc. But yeah, it happened. Oh, that's story time. God have mercy. But guys, yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Shante. It happens. Um, are there any more questions? I've been here for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So recruitment season has begun. The jobs are out there. Jobs are out there. Just go ahead, look on all the websites that you can think of. There are some Facebook groups also that does. Let me try to find this one that I'm a part of. I was on it earlier today. I don't even know if I can find it. There are also some websites. There are some recruiting. There are some agencies on Facebook that do you can join, UAE private teachers group. That's one of Facebook group. There are UAE teachers group, private teachers in UAE, um, stuff like, groups like those. You can literally join. All you need to do is search for them on Facebook if you're on Facebook, and request to join, and you can go on them. A lot of time there are pointers, there are persons there that seek job, there are persons there that advertise jobs. There are recruiters also always on that site, and on the sites. So, there are so many different platforms out there that you can search for, that you can search and find different information in. They are there. Trust me, I can tell you. I'm trying to see if I find the groups that I join, but um, look them up. UAE private teachers. Um, Go on Facebook and you can find them. And there are many more other private teacher groups that are on Facebook that you can become a part of. And they'll share lots of information daily, weekly, whatever. And you can get more information from them. You can get help. persons put their info, persons, write certain posts, and people comment under that, and you can read it and get way more information, from persons giving their experiences. Persons are there also to shed light on, telling people what to do, guiding them, giving them places that they can go and apply to, etc. So just go and look. And I'm sure if you go on Facebook and you start to search for teacher groups in UAE, you will. Oh, here's one: teaching vacancy in UAE. That's a group. Teaching vacancy in UAE. That's a Facebook group. It's a private group. It has over 61,000 members. So, it's a big group. And I've joined that group for quite a while now. There are so many, so many. Here's another one: teaching Abu Dhabi group. These are different groups in UAE, tutors in UAE, teaching jobs in Dubai, UAE. All these are teachers in UAE, Indian teachers recruitment in UAE. All see, there's teaching jobs in UAE. All of these are different Facebook platforms. All of these are groups that are in UAE, international teaching jobs, shadow teachers in UAE, so many. Facebook, and there are active groups that you can join and receive more information from. And trust me, as I said, there are thousands of people on these groups, but give this video a like, tell a friend to tell a friend about my YouTube channel, Sims Stew Corner. I also have a Facebook page that is called Sims Stew Corner, also, that you can find me on. That is what it's like. That's a social page. More than the YouTube one that speaks more about teaching. But thank you guys for joining me. It's now 10 p.m. Yes, it's exactly 10 p.m. 10 p.m. here in UAE right now, Friday night. So thank you for joining me. And any other questions that you have, don't forget, you can message me on Instagram or on my Gmail, simstew32 at gmail.com. Many persons who follow me, they always message me, and I always, trust me, when I tell you, I always respond to persons who um, send me a request or ask me about teaching here, and I try to assist as much as possible. So whatever it is that I can do, I will try to help. I will say, though, I am not a recruiter. I am ordinary teacher that works here. I'm just trying to share the information that I know to help others who wants to come here. And because I know that a lot of us, we're all looking opportunities to better ourselves, and it is okay to do that. I did it. You want to do it, you can do it. You all right? So the opportunities are there, and I just pray and I do hope that you are able to find the right job that you are looking for. Don't give up. Don't give up. Believe you me, because I have been there. I've been in situations where I'm in UAE and I'm searching for a better job, because as I said, even though you might be here in UAE, you might be in a circumstance where you're laid off, or you need a better job. Because I was at a good international school, I love that school. However, the benefits were not enough. I had to leave. I spent 3 years there. I was a head of the science department for KG and elementary. However, it was not enough. It was not enough, because I had to be paying school fee for my child. The job also didn't give me housing. I was renting. They give housing allowance, and all of that is in the salary. So I had to pay rent. I was living in a studio apartment. So I have been there. I'm telling you, I have I have my experiences here in UAE. I have been in good, I've been in worst, I have been in better, I've been from the good, better, best here in UAE. I'm telling you that I've experienced them all, to be honest with you. Um, so just know that even when you're here and if something is not working out for you, you might be looking something different, and it is okay. It is, there's nothing wrong with it. All right. So um I will be tuning in. No problem, Shanti. I thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much for your support. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. This is exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I'm gonna tune out now until next time. I think I'm gonna try to come live every Friday evening, and give some updates. I'll try, depending on what is happening, because sometimes I might go out with my friends. So it might not be possible. It's been raining for a few days now, so everybody's locked in. So, guys, until next time, I will see you. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. I love you all and I appreciate you all for your support. And if you're looking a job, I wish you all the best. Keep on praying, keep on searching, never give up, because that, if you're a piece of the puzzle, as I say, you are going to find that right fit. All right. So until next time, I'm gonna sign out. Peace and love. Bye.